Good, happy Friday evening. It is Friday, July 29, 2022. I'm Riley King. Welcome to this Friday evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Friday evening, so let's get started right now. First up, Randolph motorcycle crash trial. Prosecutors play state police interview. Vladimir Zazovsky charged with negligent homicide and manslaughter. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Ray Brewer.
His largest is hiring. Earn $23.55 to $28.10 per hour plus benefits. Working at Walmart's Raymond Distribution Center. 50 full-time positions available. Apply today online or text DC to 240-240. Walk-ins welcomed.
Gene, Friday's testimony began with the prosecution playing an audio recording between state police and Vladimir Zazovsky. The recording was made the night of the crash. Now, on the tape, which was extremely difficult to hear in the courtroom, Vladimir Zazovsky starts to cry when he is told that 7 people have died. He also admits to reaching for a cup, taking his eyes off the road for a moment, and swerving to the left. Zazovsky says he was going roughly 60 to 65 miles per hour. He was also asked about his travels prior to the accident. He says he left Massachusetts around 8 o'clock that morning, arriving in Albany, New York to pick up a vehicle around 10 or 10:30. He then drove that vehicle to Berlin City Auto in Gorham, arriving around 5:30, dropping it off and heading back down Route 2. Today, the first witness on the stand was State Trooper Derek Newcomb, one of the people present during the recording. He testified that he witnessed no signs of impairment in Zazovsky.
The only thing I noted in my report was going through that traumatic experience. I would have expected maybe a little more emotion, and that's the only thing I noted.
Now, testimony continues this afternoon. It's being live streamed on WMUR.com, or you can watch it on our mobile app. Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Mega Millions ticket sales brisk in New Hampshire as jackpot soars over $1 billion. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Whoa, sorry, you probably didn't catch all that. Well, as you can see,
Right, we have had 3 state winners of over $100 million jackpots in the past 6 years here in New Hampshire. One of them bought their ticket right there behind me at Reed's Ferry Market, and that person claimed a $560 million grand prize and later took their winning ways to court in a battle to remain anonymous. The executive director of New Hampshire Lottery says this $1.28 billion jackpot is the 3rd largest in history. You have about a 1 in 300 million chance of becoming a billionaire if you buy 1 ticket. The director says he's seeing extremely quick sales, with every store making $100 off of the $2 tickets an hour. The state's expected to exceed $200,000 in sales in an hour.
Because it's the Lakes region season, the tourist season, we're seeing a bunch of folks from out of state play. So what I recommend is if you bought out of state first and move here, which is a great state to live, but we're the only New England state that doesn't take state income tax.
So having no state income tax could save the winner $35 to $40 million of the cash value. Live in Merrimack, Grace Steinerman, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Franklin Animal Shelter temporarily closes aimed staffing issues. An animal shelter in Franklin has temporarily closed because of a staff shortage. The Franklin Animal Shelter will not be open to the public during this time, but will still be accepting donations, which can be left outside the shelter's front door. Items should not be left at the gate, though the shelter wrote on Facebook. As always, we're thankful for our community's support, the shelter wrote. The shelter's president told WMUR that he expects the shelter will reopen sometime next week. Animals are in good hands and will be cared for as normal. Tom, the shelter's president, said the closure is due to illness, preventing staff formerly trained in the intake and adoption process only. And here is that Facebook post. Take a look. New England breweries deal with carbon dioxide shortage. Night Shift Brewing could lay off some employees after shifting production. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Just as hiring. Earn $23.55 to $28.10 per hour plus benefits. Working at Walmart's Raymond Distribution Center. 50 full-time positions available. Apply today online or text DC to 240-240. Walk-ins welcomed.
Supply chain issues are leaving some beer makers flat these days. Night Shift Brewing in Everett, Massachusetts is among the local craft breweries facing a shortage of carbon dioxide. The Mass Brewers Guild says it has heard from a dozen members who are dealing with the same shortage. CO2 is a crucial ingredient for brewing beer, and now Night Shift says it may have to lay off a dozen employees.
We told them basically, we're going to run out of CO2. We need to shift a lot of our production to these other breweries. And at some point, probably in October, we're going to have some level of layoffs.
They want to do it, but they feel like they have to. And industry experts say the shortage is fueled by maintenance shutdowns at major suppliers, plus a contamination issue at a natural source of carbon dioxide in Mississippi.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New Hampshire man, a polio survivor, turns 106. Franklin East was born prematurely in 1916. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Just as hiring. Earn $23.55 to $28.10 per hour plus benefits. Working at Walmart's Raymond Distribution Center. 50 full-time positions available. Apply today online or text DC to 240-240. Walk-ins welcomed.
And Jackie, it is a special day today because we want to give a special shout out to Franklin Estes of Laconia. He's celebrating his 106th birthday today. Can you believe it? The picture of him was taken last weekend at Lake Winnipesaukee. He looks like he's having a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Enjoying himself. Franklin was born prematurely and survived polio, and his granddaughter says that he had a pacemaker put in on his 105th birthday last year. So a very happy 106th birthday.
Happy birthday,
to Franklin. Oh, my gosh. I hope he's out there enjoying the sunshine today.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Happy birthday to him. White House to offer updated booster shots this fall. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Now to breaking news overnight on COVID vaccines. The White House will offer updated booster shots this fall that target the dominant Omicron variant. It will not expand eligibility for the current vaccine to people under 50. Andrew Dimbert has the story. Good morning, Andrew.
Hey, good morning, George. It's been about a year and a half since vaccines started rolling out, and while the virus has changed in that time, the vaccines really have not. And now with Omicron as the dominant variant and BA.5 surging around the country, new vaccines from both Moderna and Pfizer are right around the corner, and they are expected to perform better against the current version of the virus. Now, the companies have ensured the Biden administration they can begin delivering these new formulas to the masses by September. That's why two senior Biden administration officials have confirmed to ABC News news. The government has decided to hold off on rolling out second boosters for everyone under 50 until September, again, when those new vaccines should be ready. Now, the administration expects to begin a new campaign to get people under 50 to what would be a fourth shot. Currently, the only people under 50 eligible for a second booster are those over 12 years old with certain immune deficiencies. So if you are currently eligible for that booster, you are still encouraged to get it and not wait for those new vaccines in September. George?
Omicron has been spreading fast in Los Angeles County, but they're not going to bring back the mask mandate?
Well, health officials in LA County were considering reimposing that indoor mask mandate, but that is now off the table, at least just for now, because they say there's been a recent decline in hospitalizations. Guys?
Okay, Andrew Gibbert, thanks very much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. That does it for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Have a great evening. Good night. Goodbye.